The real estate market in your area is booming, and it's clear to everyone that rental prices will be skyrocketing soon. But with only $1,000 in the bank, it's going to be a little hard for you to get in on the game. But what if we told you that there's a way to collect rent without actually needing to buy and own a property outright? With Pendle, we make this possible with a little magic called Yield Tokenization. In this video, we'll go through what is yield tokenization and what is PT and YT, using simple analogies and relevant examples. Let's start with the concept of yield tokenization. Yield tokenization means splitting a yield-bearing asset into two parts, the principal and the yield. An example for a yield-bearing asset is a rental property, because by owning the asset, it generates rent, aka yield, for you over time. Yield tokenization works by splitting the rental property into two parts: the rights to own the property, the principal, and the rights to own the rent, the yield. The price of both rights, the principal and the yield, make up the total price of the property. Hence, by splitting them apart, you can either buy the rights to own the property at a discount or buy the rights to own the rent. Let's take a look at the principal. Imagine there's a property on the market going for $105,000. After splitting it up, you'll be able to buy the rights to own the property for only $100,000. Assuming the contract has a 1-year maturity rate, this would mean that after holding the contract for a year, the property effectively becomes yours. Since you technically bought the property for only $100,000, you will make a profit of $5,000, or a 5% annualized percentage yield. This movement of value from the discounted price of the principal to the full value of the actual asset is the fixed yield. In Pendle, the principal of an asset is represented by a principal token, or PT in short. We'll use the ST-ETH token to understand PT on Pendle. Assuming the price of an ST-ETH token is 1 ETH, after splitting it up, you'll be able to buy the principal of the ST-ETH token for 0.9 ETH with a maturity of 1 year. After holding the PT-ST-ETH token for a year, you can then redeem 1 ETH worth of ST-ETH. And just like that, you just made 0.1 ETH in profit, or roughly 11% annualized percentage yield. Great job so far. We hope that by now, you'll understand what PT is. So let's move on to the yield. Going back to the rental property example, you spend $5,000 to buy the rights to own the rent of a property. You receive a contract that states that the owner of this contract is eligible to receive rent from this property for 1 year. After the 1 year has passed, the contract matures, and you will no longer be able to receive any more rent. Now, we know that rent fluctuates and is not fixed. So if you think that the total rent collected within this 1 year will be more than your initial cost of $5,000, then you'll make a profit. But don't worry, we'll teach you more on how to calculate your odds of making a profit in the later videos. Tying it back to Pendle, the yield aspect of a yield-bearing asset is represented by a yield token, or YT. You spend 0.1 ETH to buy a YT-ST-ETH token with a 1-year maturity. This grants you the rights to earn the yield of a staked ETH token for a year at a cost of 0.1 ETH. The yield fluctuates from time to time, and you can claim your yield rewards as you go. As long as you've collected more than 0.1 ETH in yield rewards by the end of the maturity, you've made a profit. It's really as simple as that. Oh, and one more important thing. In case you wish to exit any of your PT or YT positions before maturity, you can easily do so by selling your tokens on Pendle at any point of time. Your positions are not locked on Pendle. Your tokens, your choice. That's it for today's video. If you want to learn more in-depth about yield optimization, yield trading strategies, and Pendle Finance, check out our next video right here.